G'day comrade subscribers. So I thought we might, I've given the case a bit of a clean and the keyboard. I thought we might take a look to see if the Spectrum actually works that it came with. Put that away gently. Yeah, so as as Elite Shockwave spotted yesterday, so okay, it's got a reset button which looks like it comes from a Spectrum Plus, he thinks. So he thinks maybe this board came from a Spectrum Plus rather than a 48K Spectrum, you know, the normal rubber key one. So it could have a good point there actually. So yeah, so that's the reset key. Obviously it's missing the ULA. Actually we should take a closer look, shouldn't we? Should zoom in a bit, make it a bit easier. I zoomed in too much. I think we got fit the whole thing there. So we've got the reset key that's floating around, so I'll have to sort that out, drill a hole in the side of the case. Obviously the ULA is missing, so it is an issue 4S board, but he also noticed, yeah, so I noticed that as well. I thought, oh, okay, that's probably something should be there. So on the Spectrum, so 48K, we've got the lower RAM, which is 16K, and then I think this is the upper RAM here, which is 32K. So famously, the 32K are actually 64K chips, where one half of it didn't work, either the upper half or the lower half, so they marketed as 32K chips. But yeah, so there's a chip missing, so we've got 7 bits out of 8 for the 16K. So I don't think I've got any replacement 4116s, but I do have 4164s, so they are pretty similar apart from being 5V only, and these are -5, +5 and +12 volts, but there's not too many pins different, so it's not too difficult to actually fit a 4164 in here temporarily. I do also have a modern 16K replacement board, and I've also got a 32K, so I've got a 32K upper RAM board. I'll just grab them quickly. Zoomed out, right. So we've got replacement VLA, ULA, sorry, not a problem, so I can just stick that in. And this is a replacement lower RAM board, so 16K, and oh, I didn't grab the 32K, did I? And replacement upper RAM board for the 32K if required. Let's see. And the other thing I notice is we've got a electrolytic capacitor sticking out here, so it looks like the composite video mod has been done. I think it's basically just a capacitor to block the DC or something. So that's already been done, so I'll open that up. And I don't know what, I normally just take the, yeah, so it hasn't been gutted. What I normally do is I normally put a axial 100 microfarad in there and just gut the whole thing. So I'll do that and replace the linear regulator as well in the heatsink with a modern one. So yep, so I'll get the solder sucker. So as I keep going on about, I love it. Engineer solder sucker 03 SS03 from made in Japan, works really well. So I'll get that and I'll pull a IC socket in there. So yep, that's the plan. Let's see. There we go, too easy. Nicely cleaned out. So I'll stick a socket in, and I will get some 4116s. Looks like Unicorn Electronics in the US have got stock, so I'll probably get some. But in the meantime, we can just stick a 4164 in. As you can see, this is actually from the French Thomson website for the TO7 apparently, which I've had on the channel. So for the 4116, we've got ground, which is the same. Pin 1 is not connected on the 4164, but is -5 volts on here. So we'll just leave that one out. Pin 8 is 5 volts on the 4164, but is 12 volts on the 4116. So we'll pull that leg out. and 5 volts on the 4116 is pin 9, which is A7, so we'll just leave that one plugged in. We'll just have A7 pulled high, that's fine, and then just connect A7 across to pin 8, and that should hopefully be enough. So hopefully, if everything else is working plus the ULA, well, we'll see. Right, so it should essentially work, I guess. We've got the ULA in, I've got the 4164 in. I've got so many of those because the good old Soviets, they just stuck 64K in. They didn't worry about this upper and lower RAM. So I've got a whole bunch of 4164s. I replaced the regulator. I know I should have just tested it first, but I thought I'd just do it. And I'm just going to leave that out as is for now and just see if that'll work. So, and remember, yes, it's center positive, not center negative. So swap my thing around. All right, let me get set up and see if it works. Okay, we're all set up. Start recording. Power on. Okay, of course. Reset. Okay, so what are we drawing? Ooh, 560 milliamps. Okay, so I know the screen, it's been a while, I need to do some research, but I know the screen memory is in the bottom 16K, isn't it? Because not every machine's going to have 48K, so the screen memory is in the lower RAM, from what I remember. I've got my, so I've got my thermal imager. Let me start recording. Record video, yes. All right, now I just need to sync it. Okay, so that's the ULA. Well, that's the replacement ULA. That's the Z80. Whoa, that's getting hot. I don't think the Z80 should be getting that hot that quickly, should it? There's the ROM. That's the switching regulator. I don't think that the switching regulator looks a bit warm as well. So maybe there's a short somewhere. What have we got down here? So we do have a transistor down here. Oh no, they're diodes, big red diodes. Okay, coming across to the RAM. That's the 32K there. This is the 16K over here, and my 64 kilobit on the end there. Nothing to worry about there. Okay, that's the chip. I think that's related to the RF modulator, isn't it? I think. But yeah, that Z80 70. Ouch, it's hot. Okay, there's some issue there, and we're up to and we've increased to 600 milliamps. Something's not right. Okay, there's something not right about that board. Let's power off. Okay, let's just stop recording that. I think it stopped recording. Yeah, okay, right. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Okay. So I need to have a think about this. Definitely I can replace the ROM. I'll pull the ROM out. I can put a diagnostic ROM in there. But that Z80, that was getting really hot. It shouldn't be getting that hot that quickly, I don't think. Seeing as it's not doing anything. So I'll put the oscilloscope on that tomorrow as well. Bit worried about why the VLA was getting too hot as well. So I think the RAM looked okay. Those other little hot spots, let's just unplug it. Those other little hot spots were the what are they? They diodes, I assumed. Those red ones. Assume they're diodes. What are they? D15? Yeah, okay, so I guess they're diodes. That was the other little hot spot. I don't see anything obvious. The capacitors are pretty crap, but I couldn't see anything obviously wrong. Maybe some of these ceramics are a bit Ugh. Don't know if they're shorting or something. Can't see anything obvious looking at it through the camera screen. Right. So some work to be done. Excellent. All right. I'll have to think about it. Of course, if you guys have any ideas, yeah, love to hear it. But yeah, otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.